Hello and welcome back to the 7-Point Highlander Win-a-Mox tournament. This is my round 3 match 2 matchup. My opponent Dom Harvey here playing the Painter's Servant, Grindstone, Sword of the Meek, Thopter Foundry combo deck. It's entitled Jeskai Painter, I believe. And so I assume that's the main game plan of the deck, but also they have the Thopter Sword combo in there as well. Anyway, let's have a look through this deck and see how we're going here. The lands are pretty standard here. You know, your fetches, your duels, your basics, lots of basics with snow covers for the Astrolabes, and we also have Great Furnace, Seat of the Synod in here, as well as Tolarian Academy. This is very much an artifact-centric deck, so having those two artifact lands in Furnace and the Seat are not uncommon, and the Academy obviously is completely busted as a magic card. And so my Wasteland is going to be hitting this Academy, I would assume. Now, onto the meat of the deck. We're starting off with the big artifact pile. Like we said, this is mainly an artifact deck, so we have the mana and the LED, the Lotus Petal, the Mox Opal, and then you've got your classic Baubles, the Mishras, and the Urzas to go along with this Emery. Soul Guide Lantern, we have a little bit of Graveyard Hate main board. I guess that makes sense, seeing as how there's a lot of graveyard-centric combo decks in the meta at the moment. Top for card selection, and then Star and Spellbomb. Star to dig through your deck, Spellbomb to dig through your deck, and you can possibly bounce a Hate Bear if you need. So a pretty standard suite of low cost effective artifacts. Now onto the actual combos. There is of course Sword of the Meek and Thopter Foundry, and I've thrown Urza into this pile as well because he makes it actually infinite rather than a 1-mana 1/1 flyer. And then you obviously have the Painter's Servant Grindstone combo, and I've also put the Narset and Hull Breacher with the Echo of Aeons combo in here as well. So 3 potential combos we have to look out for, and they aren't all that easy to stop because they can all kind of be completed whether they're in your hand or in your graveyard or even in your deck with a couple of the tutors. So it's a pretty resilient combo. It's not a fast combo. It is sort of a mid-game combo, but it is reasonably resilient. And you know, to back up all of this, we have a lot of counter spells. We have the two Red Blasts main board. You know, this is a combo deck. You're going to lose to control. You know, you're going to be faster than the aggro, so all you really need to worry about are the counters. So having the Red Blast main board, definitely a metagame decision here, seeing the amount of blue decks running around. And, you know, I'm one of them, so these are going to be a problem. Again, the Mental Misstep to counteract, you know, any of the 1-mana spells. Again, Mental Misstep, super broken card. And also you have the Metallic Rebuke, which is the artifact mana leak, and the Mystical Dispute, which is the blue mana leak. And of course you've got your 2 forces in Force of Negation and Force of Will. Force of Negation, not super good in this deck. It doesn't protect the combo, but it can stop opposing combos. So this deck is kind of hedged against the 2 worst matchups it's got in the combo Mirror with Force of Negation helping out there, and then against the heavy combo, against the heavy control with the 2 Red Blasts main. And obviously you can't just run counters and the combo, you have to have some way to get the combo into your hand. So we have the suite of cantrips, the Preordained Ponder and Brainstorm. Emery I've put in this file as almost a kill on sight card. She does a lot of work with these 0-drop, you know, draw cards, or 0-drop make some mana cards, or even the utility of the other Spellbomb, the Chromatic Star, etc., etc., as well as being able to get your combo pieces, all 4 of them really, not the Urza, but I've accidentally removed Urza. All 4 of them from the graveyard back to the battlefield, which is super good value. In the same vein, Savin's Reclamation, able to get all of your combo pieces back from the yard to the field, which is, you know, a super good hit off Intuition. You know, I assume Intuition Piles here are the 2 combo pieces and Sevin's Reclamation, and I just have a hard time dealing with that, honestly. The best tutor for the deck being Tinker. Again, able to grab any 4 of the combo pieces off of your early drop artifacts. I wouldn't be surprised if I get, you know, if this deck, sorry, is capable of some turn 1 or turn 2 combos. It looks super. It looks able to go super quick if it needs to, but overall the shell looks reasonably mid-range oriented. Little bit less than mid-range, but still. Transmute artifact again. Just another artifact from deck tutor, super strong, and then the welder and the engineer do the exact same thing. These are transmute artifact Emery combo hybrid cards. Well, the engineer is, again, the welder is like an Emery, and the engineer is like both. So there's a lot of ways to get the combo into your hand, into your graveyard, and nearly onto the battlefield. And so that makes a pretty streamlined deck, and these here are your 5 flex slots. And I've gone for a Dak Faden, super strong, and Teferi, super strong as the 2/3 mana planeswalkers. Dak Faden's particularly strong in this deck because of its possibility of being able to just dig through the deck and find what you need. And then of course Teferi is a busted card. It, you know, stops all the counter spells, so it's probably even better than these hedge against with the red blasts. It's just a busted card, and we've seen how it's done work against my deck already. Wormcoil is a potential Tinker target. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of scary. I'm not sure if I'm more scared of the Wormcoil or the combo pieces, because I don't know if I can even beat a Wormcoil with my deck without like a Brazen Borrower or something of the sort, or an Oko or something to deal with it. I'm going to need specific cards to deal with this Wormcoil. So if they would decide to tinker for Wormcoil in game 1, I would not be surprised. Blood Moon against the non-basic lands, because you're a snow-covered basic land deck. Because of the Astrolabe, you can afford to play a Blood Moon. And then Prismari Command, which is a new one. I like it. I like it in this deck. It's definitely more reactive in that it can help deal with problematic artifacts or hate bears, but in a pinch it just creates a mana and loot, which is just like a Dak Faden activation, which is super sweet. So it's definitely a flexible card, and I can see all 4 modes being useful in this deck. Alright, onto sideboarding. They have the 3 blue blasts and the final red blast in the side, against what I assume to be the mono red or the heavy red decks, and against the dedicated counter decks. A little bit of creature removal in Swords, Lightning Bolt, and a Braid. Braid also hitting artifacts to deal with like a what's it called, like a Relic of Progenitus or a Soul Guide Lantern or of some sort, if they're still going for the combo and need the graveyard to be useful, safe for an Intuition. Can bring in a Braid against that. Timely Reinforcements against the aggro decks, against the mono red, mono white decks. Magus of the Moon against the super heavy non-basic decks, and then Ether Swarm Canonist against Storm. You've got Current and Monetary Mentor if you're going to go a little bit later. If you feel like this super aggressive fast combo isn't going to pay off, you can bring in those 2 and go for a little bit later of a game plan. And then you have God Pharaoh's Statue and Sundering Titan as other potential tinker targets. Again, depending on your opponent's deck, what your game plan is focused up against them. It's a super sweet deck. Honestly, I'm a little bit scared against this. I'm happy that they weren't able to wedge the Underworld Breach combo in here as well, because that would definitely be scary. But I guess their point spread just didn't allow it. This opponent actually had a Enlightened Tutor in their deck as well, which brought it up to 8 points. And Enlightened Tutor would also be very scary in this deck. So I'm glad that that is out of here, and they've replaced it with a Snow-Covered Island, of course, as per the rules of the tournament. So I'm glad that that that's not in there. That would make it a little bit harder for me. Let's throw Urza back in there. So anyway, they're sideboarding against my deck. What do I expect? Oh, and of course Lutria's Companion. I missed that one. There was some consideration to taking the Lutri out instead of the Enlightened Tutor. I like the Lutri. I mean, I've said it before, I like the Lutri. I don't know if it's better than Enlightened Tutor in this deck. It might be. I guess the opponent thought it was, so that's the decision they made. Anyway, against my deck, I would assume this Active Volcano to come in. They may decide to bring in the 3 or any number of the 3 Blue Blasts as well. Even though I would think probably not. It's probably not what they want to be doing. There's this Bolt and a Braid are probably coming in, maybe the Plow as well. I'm not sure how scared they are of my creatures, but I do have an Uro, so maybe we'll get the Swords as well. I would expect these 3 to stay on the board. We have a number of basics that can play around the Magus of the Moon, and we're probably not aggressive enough to warrant the timely reinforcements. I would expect the Khan and the Monetary Mentor to come in. We have a lot of counter spells, so getting some late game card advantage or a late game win con that isn't just trying to go for the non-creature combo is probably worthwhile. And Sundering Titan may come in. God for a statue, probably not. I actually, if I was them, I would bring in the Sundering Titan. Because our deck doesn't have a whole lot of ways, forget the land destruction, our deck doesn't have a whole lot of ways to deal with a 7/10. Like, we can fly over the top, or Brazen Burrow it, or Oko it. And Brazen Burrowing it is not good, because we lose more lands. So, Sundering Titan is going to be very strong against our deck. I am a little scared of that. So yeah. But we're going to be countering Tinkers anyway, regardless of what they're targeting. As far as cards that are bad in this matchup goes, I honestly don't know the deck well enough to know what to take out against our deck. Everything looks like it's in here for a reason. Maybe the 5 flex cards come out. The Teferi probably stays. The Worm Coil might get switched for the Sundering Titan. They probably take out the Blood Moon, maybe not. Probably get rid of the Dak and the Prismari Command for, you know, some of the more reactive cards. The Lightning Bolt, the Braid, the Swords or whatnot. But their deck seems pretty well suited in this matchup already. If we just jump over to our deck, this is what we're working with. Now against them, I'm bringing in the... Am I bringing in the sorry, wrong deck. Am I bringing in... Yeah, so against them, I'm bringing in all of the blasts. Probably not the Flusterstorm. Probably not the Flusterstorm, but the 4 blasts, definitely. Maybe the Veil, and definitely am bringing in the Soul Guide Lantern. The Veil is potential. Not too worried about the counters on the back end. I'd rather just have another counter of my own, so it's probably not going to make it in. A Braid, definitely coming in. Collect Oof, definitely coming in. Return to Nature and Scavenging Ooze, all definitely coming in. This Pyroclasm, probably not. And this Clothies is probably also coming in. I may bring in the Submerge. This is a potential, it's a way to deal with the creatures, the Worm Coil and the, I guess, Sundering Titan. But they don't have any forests, so I will just be paying straight retail for it, which I don't quite like at that point. It's 5 mana to bounce something which is probably not going to get there, even if I may need it at some point. In cards that are bad against them, it's hard to say. They don't have a whole lot of creatures, but the creatures they have are important. So I've got to keep in, you know, the bolts, the Chain Lightning, the Bone Crusher. Maybe Fire Ice doesn't get in there. Probably some of my more aggressive cards like the Sprite Dragon get cut, and so do, depending if we're on the play or draw, so do the Daze, the Force Spike, because I'm bringing in the more high counters, the blasts. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting matchup. there's a yeah. This Hull Breacher is an interesting one because I can hold it up for the echo so that nobody draws any cards, which would be kind of funny. So Hull Breacher is probably staying in here. I've taken it out in the past, but I think there's probably enough other worse cards to cut other than it. But we'll see how we go. All right, so that's the intro. That's the deck. That's what's the sideboard plans, I assume. And you would have seen in my last game against Combo, against the Underworld Breach combo, that they completely took out the combo to go for a more mid-range game plan. I don't expect them to do the same. I don't expect Mentor and Karn to be, well, and Tinker to be the win cons here. I expect there to still be a combo in here. The Painter's Servant, the Sculptor Foundry combos. So I'm still going to need to keep in my counters, my heavy counters, to try and deal with those. So yeah, super interesting deck. It's going to be an interesting matchup. So I'm really looking forward to it, and fingers crossed we win the die roll, because I think both of these decks can operate, well, particularly their deck can operate very quickly. So being on the play here will be a huge boon for me. So yeah, fingers crossed, and I'll see you in the games. Okay, we're here. This is game 1. Yeah, I don't know if this is the hand that I was looking for. Probe, Magnetic Sinkhole, Preordain. I will keep. It's not exactly what I'm after, but this probe will actually give me some good information, and this Preordain will hopefully find me something good. It's not quite as proactive, but that's okay. Astrolabe, of course. Strong card, strong card. Jace is okay here. So yeah, let's go ahead and probe them. See, a Narset and a Forced Negation and a few lands and a Goblin Welder. Okay. So next turn they're probably going to Welder, and okay. So yeah, let's just drop Preordain here. They don't have Wasteland, they don't have any land destruction, so I'm just happy with this. Dreadhoard's actually pretty good here, and I don't think I want the Sprite's Dragon. I think I need... actually it might be good because of this Narset. Yeah, okay. Hit the Narset for... yeah, okay, let's actually keep both, and I will draw the Dreadhoard right now and pass back to them. So they do have Forceful Negation available, but that's okay, because I'm just going to be running creatures out, except for this Magnetic Sinkhole. There's the Welder, yep. So they played a Steam Vents into the Welder. And they are holding up Forceful Negation. Okay, so let's pay for the Stomping Ground. I'm not too scared about this Welder at the moment, and if I play Sprite Dragon, I can kill Narset? No, I can't kill Narset. So let's just play this Arcanist, I think. Yeah, let's just play this Arcanist. Because if that kind of forces the Narset out of them this turn. Okay, Canal into the Narset. Yeah. So they have Arid Mace of Force in hand, and what do they find? Nothing. That's super good for me. Whiff off the Narset. Okay, get a Triome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can't Sinkhole here. I can either Jace or Sprite Dragon. Let's play this Triome. And I think I'm going to Jace because it can draw me into this Magnetic Sinkhole if I need it. And I will attack at Narset with this Dreadhoard, but I will not be flashing anything back. There is some consideration to casting, say, the Preordain or the Gitaxian Probe, just to, scry 2 or see what they've got going on in their hand, but I think it's better. It might be a little greedy, actually, to not. We'll see. They have a DAC. Okay, they can target me, but that sounds not great. Oh, this is going to be a welder, isn't it? Okay. They didn't have any artifacts in hand that I knew of, so they would have had to drawn it or drawn it off this DAC. What can they find here? They do find a sword. Okay, that is a little scary, and they get rid of this Mesa. Okay, so they still have Force Negation in hand, probably up as well. I think I need to. I can't run in 6 down this Goblin Welder because it's going to need a Force. Can I draw with Jace 4, 5, 6? I can't quite get there. I think I can't quite get there. Let's draw with Jace anyway. Nope, that was so bad. Why did I do that? Oh, that was so sloppy. Oh well. Putting it in the bin is kind of what we're after. We need one more in the bin though. Well, we can't play this red and 6 into this Force of Negation. So I guess I hold up Snap and Magmatic Sinkhole. I could have potentially killed the Narset here with the Sprite Dragon. And maybe that was correct. But I like holding up the Sinkhole here just in case. Because I can fire it off end of turn, and if they force it I can run in 6. Okay. I'm not quite sure what they're doing. Oh, I see, they're drawing off Astrolabe, of course. That's fine. Do they find it? I hope not. Find a Mox Opal, that's good. That's good for them. Only 2 artifacts though, so it can't actually tap for anything. The questionnaire is, what do I Magmatic Sinkhole? It's probably just the Welder, because I can kill the Narset. Unless they found it, of course. Is this a Tinker? If they Tinker for a Worm Coil, I'm actually in a bad spot. Yeah, I'm in a really bad spot. I can go to... well, I can't do anything, so I let the Tinker resolve. They do go for the Worm Coil. Interesting. Okay, and they're targeting themselves. So the questionnaire is, do I have to Magmatic Sinkhole to kill the Worm Coil? Chromatic Star Goblin Engineer. Or can I use it to kill the Narset or DAC? I can Sinkhole. Well, they still have the Force of Negation. Okay, what if I go for the Sinkhole on DAC? And I pay max here. Having away all this. Okay, that resolve. I get a daze. So I can Sprite Dragon Snapcaster. Sorry, Sprite Dragon Ren 6 is probably my best bet here. Yeah, so let's try for the Ren 6. This is probably going to get forced, which we can daze. Oh, they're thinking about it. They do, and they exile a misstep. Yeah, we're gonna daze this. It's annoying to know that if I hadn't misplayed with the Jace, I would have drawn the days and I could have countered the Tinker, but hey, what are you going to do, really? So let's kill this Goblin Welder is probably the biggest problem. Yeah. Just being able to sack the Worm Coil and get it back again is a big problem. And then we can play the Sprite Dragon out. I guess there's no reason to tap the drop there. Yeah. And then we can kill the set like this. Yeah. Right, now we just need some way to get rid of this Worm Coil. Red and 6 is going to go down. See what they have here. Is this a Blood Moon? I hope not. That would be bad. They're thinking, is Blood Moon even good for them because then they're on red and I have a basic island. My outs are all blue based. So, oh, okay. So they're looting 2 and killing my Jace. Sure, I'll loot with Jace. Dak Faden is fan-freaking-tastic here. Oh my god. Wow, that... Oh, never punished. Oh, that feels good. I guess they could have Force of Will exactly, but damn. Yeah, Ren and 6 can take a hit and go down. What do we draw? Tiger. Okay. Well, I mean, this is it. If this lands, does it land? No, they did have the Force of Will. Ah, no. Okay. That's very well played. Yep. Okay. I can't do it with click. Can I? No, I can't. Yeah, bottom the click and draw a Hull Breacher. That can block for a turn, I guess. Wow, 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 wow. Ponder, good draw. They did. I guess that makes sense. They did dig through a good portion of their deck, but they had both of their forces. Super unfortunate. Yeah, I'll take the 6. So I'll draw Volk is bad. So this Dreadhorde Arcanist kind of sucks. We'll play the Volk out, and I'm going to just swing with the Sprite Dragon because we're going to be planning to block with this Dreadhorde, I think. Youch. And I'm playing all my lands out because of Echo of Eons. I don't know if I'd cast it here or not, but yeah, block with the Dreadhorde. There's some consideration about keeping Dreadhorde around for any cantrips I draw, but I think that's probably not where I want to be. I think having the Hull Breacher in play is a little better. Okay. Scalding Tarn is bad. I can swing in for 6 and take the 6 off the Worm Coil. I think I actually like that. Die to nothing. Yeah, I like this more because Hull Breacher has value. And I will be fetching end of turn. This Worm Coil is just going to go the distance without that deck. Right, get that minimal thinning. Okay, so now I need to hold back both of my guys. Let's get the old Steam Vents Shore tapped. Wow. Okay, well I have to hold back both of my creatures here, so... That Aether Spellbomb otherwise would bounce something for the win. They do bounce the Sprite Dragon. Okay, and they vault. Pyroblast. Cool. Alright. Yeah, they got us first game. We just didn't draw any of the counters. Maybe it was an incorrect keep, but interesting. So anyway, bringing in the reds, bringing in the blues. I'm still not sure about Veil of Summer. Even Soul Guide Lantern, maybe. Scooz is good, Return to Nature's good, Oof is good, Abrade is good, Clothies is probably good. Soul Guide Lantern does help against their main plan, but it's not the best. I guess it's probably better than some other cards. And what's bad here? Chain Lightning's probably not great, Fire Ice, Dismember. Yeah, those are probably not great. Click's probably not gonna get there. We are on the play, but Daze and Force Spike probably not getting there. Do I even want these blue blasts? I probably do. Yeah, because the welders are pretty strong. Maybe I just bring one in. That leaves, probably the, not there's a chump, the Sprite Dragon probably, the Tarmogoyf probably, Rayman, JVP, Probe, Delver, Delver probably comes out, Sylvan, Dreadhorde Arcanist. I will keep my Hull Breacher in. Oko, Aro, yeah. Sinkhole can hit Planeswalkers, which is good. Mandrills is good. Maybe Hooting Mandrills is just worse than like one of these, like a Daze. On the play? Yeah, I actually kind of like Daze on the play. In that case, do I like Force Spike as well? What are my creatures here? Not as much. Yeah. They do know to play around it now, though. Nah, okay. I think we'll run like this. We have a lot of hate in the side. I think we're going to be more set up for this game. Won the die roll. Not won the die roll. Choose to play. Sorry. Companion. Right. This is a lot better. This is where we want to be. So I can Soul Guide Lantern. I think I will preordain turn 1. I don't want either of those. That's a lot of lands. My deck has been giving me a lot of lands. Not hugely impressed with that. Let's see if maybe the Soul Guide Lantern can do work. Wow. I'm playing this tapped, and I will be cycling this Triumph most likely. Don't want to play anything, okay. The Braid is good. Let's play this Forest out. Yeah, let's play this Forest out. And I'm not going to play Clothies. I'm just going to see if I can cycle this Triumph. Because, you know, there's nothing in the bin for Clothies anyway. Nothing from the opponent. Have they gone more into the control route? Maybe. Dreadhorde Arcanist is good. Steam Vents is good. No, it's not. What am I talking about? Let's play the Arcanist out here. See if they counter. They're thinking about it. I guess they can Metallic Rebuke, and I can't pay the 3. Mystical Dispute, and I can't pay the 3. Cool. On to them. So this Clothies and the Soul Gun Lantern are looking a little better now. Brainstorm, sure. I guess there was some consideration to hold in the Dreadhorde to play around specifically Mystical Dispute because we're not stuck on lands here. And Metallic Rebuke, but If I get it down, I can preordain. What do they have here? 2, 3. Not a nice set. Of course. Of course. Nice set grabs. Hydroblast. Right, this Abrade and this Clothy's. Oh no, this Clothy's looking fine. But this is the turn 4 Clothy's. Whoa, and Oko. And Oko. Okay. So it would have to be a force to counter. The thing is, I can just get down a Clothy's right now. Which is going to get me some good value. I actually think I do like the Clothy's. They did F6. Do I play the Soul Guide Lantern as well? I think the answer is no. Hold up this Abrade, they can obviously Hydroblast it, but see what they find. There's a Thopter Foundry. Do they play it? No. Okay. Little Teferi. Yeah. These Planeswalkers are going to be the death of me. Sure, so now they can Hydroblast that on the way back down. Well, Fire Ice would have been good here, wouldn't it? Yeah. Guess you win some, you lose some. Scavenging Ooze. Okay. Let's run Oko Ooze out here, and I'm just going to pay life. Let's run this Oko out first. Yeah, I don't want to run the Clothy's back out because of Blue Blast. Oh, they have the Red Blast too. That sucks. Okay, well let's Scooze. And yeah, now I play the Soul Guide Lantern because of they have the Foundry in hand. And we can just get rid of this, probably Brainstorm. I don't think it really matters. But they do need to do something, otherwise the Scooze will kill a Teferi or kill a Narset. Yeah. I just realized there's a whole lot of tabs here, but don't really know how I can manage this better. Well, I guess that's one way to do it. Youch. Spell Snare. I'm not going to get my Clothy's Blue Blasted, so I guess we put this Loot Tree in hand. And Loot Tree can come in and then... Nope, Loot Tree's going to get hit by a Hydroblast. Intuition. That's a problem. Let's see what that gets, because that's a problem. Dak, Sevin's Reclamation, and Monastery Mentor. Okay. Those are all very problematic. So I give them one. Which one do I give them? Is it Mentor? Because I can Abrade and Loot Tree the Mentor. But then they can Sevin's Reclamation back the Dak anyway. What do I get? Far out. This is such a tough decision. If I give them Mentor and I kill it, they can Sevin's Reclamation them both back anyway though. If I give them Dak again, if I just kill stuff, they get them all back. If I give them reclamation, they reclamation back something, and then I can kill something. Far out. This is all bad. This is all so bad. What's the best case? I give them reclamation, they get back something, I kill it, they reclamation both back, so I have to aim to draw a counter spell. But I know they have a Hydro Blast, which is not a red blast. Okay, I give them Sevin's reclamation. Yes. Okay. I don't know if that was the correct play. I have no clue. It is entirely possible that that is just wrong. So their reclamation, back the mentor, yeah. And then they play Thopter Foundry, yeah, which we can spell snare. Oh no, we can't because of Teferi. And they are continuing to hold up their Hydroblast. So this is now a problem. This is now a big problem. Forager is decent. So I guess well, Forager isn't even that good. Because I can't get back. This is instant or sorcery, it's just a preordain. So, do I Clothies, then Blue Blast, I Abrade? No, that gives them a monk. So do I Luchri, they Blue Blast? Do I Luchri and Clothies? But they're just going to Blue Blast one and bounce the other. Abrade can't... And I can't flash in the Luchri to counter anything. Okay. So I think we're just going to run this Luchri out. They're probably fine with it. And I'm going to run this Clothies out. And they're probably going to counter it. Okay, they do Hydroblast it. Okay. And now this Teferi can just bounce this Luchri. Yeah, opponents had the draw. Karn, yeah. So this is their two late game pieces that they were searching for from their sideboard, the Karn and the Mentor. I don't think there's that much I can do left in this position because Karn makes some pretty big creatures and yeah. Engineer, sure, that finds the sword, so they just have the combo. There's not enough that I can do. I can block, but they can Sevin's Reclamation everything back, so I guess we'll keep playing, but Narset means we can't even probe. Oh god. Do I Abrade the Welder? Is that something I can do? Because Nokus meant... I guess I have to... Abrade the Thopter Foundry here. Then Ethereal Forager. And just see how we go. Because, I mean, the Goblin Engineer can get the Thopter Foundry back anyway with this construct, so maybe that was incorrect. And I should have just been holding it. Yeah. Well, I can't do anything because of Teferi, and I can't draw any cards because of Narset. Yeah. Wow, super unfortunate. This is the end of the game here. There's I don't think there's a card that can get me out of this. Yeah. I'll keep playing it out, but opponent got a good chunk of damage on the board here, and they've got a good engine going. And they have the full combo. So I don't think there's a way I can get out of this. Swing in, I can't block, do I die? I do. Alright, well, good games, opponent. So yeah, super unlucky in that second game for me. I just couldn't get anything to stick against those 3-mana walkers. They really held the game down while they managed to get the combo underneath them, but sweet game, sweet deck by the opponent, and yeah, I knew going into this it would be a tough matchup for me against such a solid combo, but yeah, hey, great game, and that brings my overall to I believe 2-1-3 overall. So still trying to get onto that positive, but hey, it's a good game, and I think maybe for next week we're going to switch the deck up. We're seeing a lot of combo decks, so I'll have the deck tech for that up after this video, I assume. Yeah, and we'll see you in